So growing up, I never really saw my mother like doing her makeup. That just wasn't something that I ever would see, like her sitting at her vanity and like, doing her concealer or her blush, like just didn't see it. Makeup was honestly just not a big thing in our household. I didn't even know much about it or realize how normal it was for women to wear makeup until maybe like high school or college. And even then, I had never worn it. It just wasn't a part of my daily life. It wasn't something that I saw in my like intimate, like immediate familial environment. So there was no desire for it. There was no knowing that it was this cool, beautiful thing that women get to play with. And I also grew up an extreme tomboy. I grew up wanting to be a lot more like the men in my household rather than the women. Like brothers and fathers, they're just like nicer than mothers and sisters sometimes. And we can go into why that is. That's a completely different episode. But something just came up that I haven't thought about in like over a decade. I actually remember one night my older sister, and this all ties into gratitude, I promise, but I kind of have to give you, certain things are being revealed right now. And once I tell you the foundation that was set, the beliefs that were set, the mindset that was set around the makeup, you will understand how this all ties in together. And I'm going to try to make this like short because, okay, so I remember one night, my older sister and my cousin and I, we were spending the day at my grandmother's house, and our brother was also with us, but he ended up leaving because his friends came over to like come get him, or maybe it was a girl, I'm not sure. I think it was some of his friends that like lived close by my grandmother. And so he left, and I think like he said he would be back, like he would come back, but he was gone like much longer. And so we all wanted him to come back. I mean, especially me, like I love my brother. He was literally everything to me growing up. I always wanted to be with him. Like I loved him. So my older cousin comes up with the idea to dress me in like full makeup and send it to him. Oh my gosh. And send it to him and say like, see, this is what happens when you leave your little sister. She's going on a date. And I genuinely thought that this was like the perfect plan to get him to come back and spend time with us. If you're laughing right now, unsubscribe and leave. Like, if you are laughing at me right now, I need you to get out. No, I'm kidding. But I was so on board. Again, I knew nothing about makeup, but I'm down with the plan. So we're doing it, and I'm having fun. Honestly, it just felt good, hanging out with older relatives and feeling that, like, I'm the focus. Like, it wasn't until we were finished and, like, they took the photo and sent it to him, and they like showed me the photo, that I realized that I was actually being made like the butt of the joke, and they were just taking advantage of being able to like mess with me. Just wanted to annoy my brother and make me look silly. And that really hurt my feelings, you guys. Okay, so I shower with wash rags, right? I always have. I grew up that way. So if you also shower with a wash rag or like exfoliating cloths, then if you scrub yourself too hard with the soap, then you'll irritate your skin and literally like turn it raw. And even today, like it still happens. Like I thought it happened today because I felt it a little on my neck, but it happened on my ear. I was scrubbing too hard. Like when I'm rushing in the shower, or if I did like a massive workout and I'm really, really sweaty and I just want to clean really good, sometimes I will scrub my face and my neck so roughly, and my ears and like the back of my ears. Oh my gosh, that it'll turn like raw. right? And that doesn't happen a lot, but it happens every now and then, and I find out in a rough way. So going back to the night with the makeup, when I realized that everyone was just making fun of me, like I went to go clean the makeup off with a wash rag, and I remember being in the mirror, like as a little girl, scrubbing under my eyes so roughly that I ended up like burning the hell out of my skin and leaving like the biggest rashes, the biggest scrapes or like scars, whatever you want to call it. And that really I didn't know that affected me so much. I haven't thought about this in years, you guys. It made me feel so bad. Like, it really just made me feel like the butt of the joke. And I'm actually getting emotional right now. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that I was gonna have to release something. That really bothered me, that I was made the butt of the joke. And I think also because it was to my brother and I just like looked up to him so much. Like, I think, I was having a lot of fun, you know? And then when I realized, like, I looked at the photo of myself and I didn't like the way that I looked. It was like blue eyeshadow, like crazy stuff. And I'm not upset at my relatives. Like, I love my older cousin. I'm gonna see her in like 2 days. Like, I love her so much. I love my sister. I don't hold like everything that's coming up right now. It is compassion for the little me. It's not towards them. I mean, kids will be kids. I have definitely messed with my younger cousins as well. Just like, you know, hurt kids, hurting kids, you know, like just bullying each other, literally with a cycle of bullying. And so, wow, I feel it in my throat, you guys. Like, that really hurt me. That was my first experience with makeup, like being made fun of. Or like being treated like a little, I don't know, like what would you call that? And now my makeup, and now I'm crying. And my makeup, I don't want to ruin it. You know something, actually? I was at church and I was crying with one of my friends, Kimberly. We were crying in church. And we went to the restroom. And she's like, how the heck is your makeup still so flawless? And I was like, I don't know. Because I don't know what I do. But we'll get to that. But so I just want to take a second. Honestly, I don't want to skip over it. I want to take a second. And I'm going to take you guys, I'm going to verbally take you through what I'm doing in my mind and in my heart. I'm just going, and I'm in my cousin's room, and I'm gonna sit next to the younger me. I don't even remember how old I was. I was definitely younger than 10, definitely in elementary school. I'm just gonna sit with her. And I'm hugging her. She just wants to lay her head on my shoulder. She just wants me to hold her. And I'm taking her hand, and we're going to the bathroom. I'm just cupping her face. And I'm touching her face gently. I'm telling her, you are so beautiful. You are going to blossom into the most beautiful young woman. She's hugging me.
She didn't say anything to me. She just wanted to hug me. Oh my gosh. Oh, that felt so good. I didn't even know that was still inside of me. God, anything that is within me, please give me the opportunity to release it. Will make room to release more. Oh, I didn't even know I needed to do that, guys. I'm so sorry. I was just saying right before I started recording, I was just like, because I'm so sick of my shenanigans, you guys. Like, literally, literally, like, the other night I recorded, it was like a late night chit chat that I wanted to give you guys. It was literally an hour and 5 minutes long. It could have been 15 minutes long. And I'm just sick of that. I'm sick of my shenanigans. So, like, I want to move on, but that I really needed that. I did not know that I needed to release that. Like I said, I haven't thought about that in over 10 years. I'm 25 now. I have not thought about that in over 10 years. Wow, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I did that. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm glad that you guys were able to witness me and hold me through that. Thank you so much. But I want to continue. I don't even know what I was talking about. Okay, so I drank some water and then I kind of said a little prayer to God that obviously I forgive my relatives, and I was just asking for forgiveness for myself for all of the times that I've made someone feel as bad as I felt in that moment as a little girl, because that did not feel good. I would never want to make someone feel that way. And I know that I probably have, both unintentionally and intentionally throughout my entire life. So really just wanted to say that to God, like, I really want forgiveness in this way. And so, but basically, that was my first and only, I feel, experience with makeup in childhood and adolescence. And so, I just had this huge disconnect. There was so much, like, BS conditioning around, femininity, and there still is, but especially growing up, like, what it meant to be a woman. I mean, I remember so many of us girls growing up, especially in my neighborhood, like, we grew up tomboys and being completely, like, disconnected from our femininity. And again, there are many reasons for this, and it's never one size fits all. But in my experience, one of the many reasons why I was so disconnected and chose to be disconnected, oftentimes it was a decision that I was making to be disconnected from my femininity, because it was made fun of a lot, and it was seen as, and oftentimes taken as, weak and just not overall, like, cool, I guess. I don't know. Like, for example, I remember this internal battle that I had in elementary school, like, as a kid, trying to determine what my favorite color was, and, like, intentionally steering away from the color pink because I didn't want to be like the typical girly girl. Like, how crazy is that? I'm a little girl. And even then, my parents, they did buy me pink things. Like, they would buy me pink things and buy my sister, like, the same thing in purple. But, like, there was such a twisted relationship between, like, my childhood and femininity. And I can do an entire episode on that if you guys are really interested. But I want to stay on track because this is about gratitude and manifestation. And long story short, makeup was never my friend. And I remember seeing girls in middle school, and much more obviously in high school, that would wear makeup. Some would wear, light makeup, some would wear, like, heavier makeup. But, like, I vividly remember the way that the other kids would speak about them like in a negative manner whenever they didn't come to school in their makeup. Just like making fun of the girl, saying, she forgot her face at home, she looks dead. And I mean, I'm sure I fed into it as well, right? Like, I'm no saint, and, following the leader of whoever started that stuff. And like, my thought process with all of that at the time was, I definitely don't want to wear makeup because I don't want these types of reactions the moment people see me without it. And so that further pushed the narrative for me that I wanted nothing to do with makeup. Fast forward now to college, I began trying to tap into more of what I believe to be femininity in that time. So I'm doing lash extensions now. I'm getting acrylic nails, which was also new for me in college since I played sports. So I'm doing these things, and then I begin like shopping for makeup, and I get all of this makeup, you guys. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth. And I would say, like, throughout college, I gave YouTube makeup tutorials a shot, maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 times. And each time it ended with me in tears of frustration or feeling like insecure because the makeup is causing me to feel uglier. Like, it was a lot. So crazy that I made that connection at the beginning of this episode. That is why I used to look in the mirror when I was in college. I remember being in my apartment bathroom with this huge like crate of makeup, just feeling so not good whenever I did it, and I would wipe it off in frustration. And that's literally what I did when I was a kid. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so crazy. So it was a lot. So not to mention also, I had 2 separate experiences in college of having my makeup done by someone else. And both times I just felt so like not myself. Like, I felt like this was such a waste of money. I don't even look like myself. It was actually, one of the experiences was actually very embarrassing, like other things that happened, but I don't even want to get into that. After that, like after all of that in college, I just gave up makeup. I stuck with lash extensions for a little, and then I eventually let that go, thank God, and I switched to mascara only, and that was good enough for me for a long time. So now, this is where the gratitude portion comes into play. So I initially am like closed off to makeup, right? It's due to conditioning, certain beliefs in my upbringing, whatever. Because of the limiting beliefs that I developed around makeup, and because I was still operating from that place, and I hadn't done any healing at all around my femininity, I didn't allow myself to feel beautiful with it ever, no matter what. Every time that I tried back in college, there was always something wrong with it. But then I got into my early 20s and I began growing into more of myself, more of my femininity. I would say the age of 23 is when it really kicked into gear, or really began to kick into gear for me, my femininity, and awakening to all of the things that I needed to learn. Least importantly, the things that I needed to learn. Most importantly, the things that I needed to unlearn. And so I began like doing that inner work around the age of 22, 23. Definitely 23. And so, and I also, around this time, I began paying attention to the women that intrigued me or inspired me. And, and they wore makeup. Like, like if you follow them on Instagram, like women who are founders of their own companies, they have their own brands and all of these things. Like, of course, they wear makeup, right? And so I would say to myself, they clearly in all of like the photos that they post on Instagram and everything, I would say to myself, well, they clearly have on a face full of makeup, but on them, it looks normal. It looks effortless. It just looks like another part of, like, another aspect of who they are as a woman and the way that they express themselves in their beauty. And so I just remember thinking, like, okay, it's time. Like, you've gone on long enough with just mascara. You can't keep doing this. I think I did, like, I would have mascara and I had this Milani lipstick that I loved. And like, at that point I accepted, like, okay, makeup is not bad or wrong or evil. And I decided that I was ready to cooperate and collaborate with it. So I began with, like, color corrector. No, actually, I began with blush. And what I did was I would take the Milani lipstick and I would wipe my finger on it and then I would tap my cheeks, like where I wanted my blush. And that was blush to me. And so I did that first, I think. And then then I realized, like, you got to do something with your under eyes, right? So I began with a color corrector under my eyes, the e.l.f. color corrector. I think the orange one, I think it's called Coral. And so I got that for my under eyes because that was my primary focus. But I'm getting better with my sleep, so hopefully that gets better. And I walked around like that, you guys. I literally walked around with only mascara, color corrector, and I didn't even have, like, the proper blenders, right? So it wasn't even blended properly, but, like, I genuinely felt comfortable. I didn't feel like it was making me hideous or morphing me into someone that I couldn't recognize. And that was a huge step for me from the way that I felt about it in school and in grade school. So I was just so happy about that. I didn't care about how much improvement it was. I didn't care that I didn't go from, barefaced to full glam. I didn't care about that. I wasn't like, I wasn't thinking, I need more products. This isn't good enough. My makeup isn't complete. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I was thinking this is good enough because part of me was still holding on to the identity of, like, not wanting to wear so much makeup that I don't feel confident anymore and I don't feel like myself. So, and this is around the time that I was also stepping into a much higher, like, much more intense level of confidence in my beauty. So I really didn't want to risk that by using too much makeup too quickly. So I truly felt satisfied, grateful, and complete with only mascara, Coral color corrector, and the occasional Milani lipstick, right? I felt so satisfied. I felt so satisfied and complete. So what do you think began to happen from that place of feeling satisfied, grateful, whole, and complete? Over the next few months, the following months to a year, things began to slowly come together. I would be led, like, directly to a new product or randomly adding a new step in my routine, like with the way that I would use my makeup as my blush, like I would do stuff like that. And even just using my makeup, because I had no idea about blush, but even just using my lipstick as blush, I thought that was the coolest thing. I don't know if that's normal or if people do that, but I thought that was the coolest, like, just most innovative thing. So I was just so grateful. I thought it was so cool, right? Because I had finally opened the door to allowing myself to be okay regarding makeup. So every little win was like the biggest win, okay? Then eventually I was gifted this, like, YSL blush, and then I ended up seeing an ad for Il Makiage, I think you call it.
il I don't know, for trials. They do like the trials, and I gave them a try, and I was actually so proud of myself. Can we just talk about it? I was so proud of myself because I matched my shade online and I got it perfectly for my foundation. And I don't know if that's like a big deal or not to you guys who are like, maybe you've been wearing makeup like since you were a teenager or for like years, but shade matching has always been my biggest fear and my greatest intimidation when it comes to makeup. Like, it seemed like the scariest thing to me. I would see like women whose faces like were just completely off, not even a shade or two off, but like completely off from like what their neck and their chest would look like. And so I was always afraid of that. And honestly, even in person, like if you go to Target or Publix and you go to the makeup aisle, I would still struggle there to like see which one I would choose. And I'd be like, which one is for me? Like, I don't even know. And don't get me started on concealer. No idea. I don't use concealer, guys, because that, like, I get matching a foundation because you just need to match it to your skin. That's not the point. Okay. Anyway, so that's the reason that I never ordered makeup online ever. And I never wanted to because I was afraid that I had no idea how to match myself properly. But I just kept seeing this trial run, like ad for Il Mikaij, and I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try anyway, and it matched perfectly, you guys. I'm shade 150 in the Woke Up Like This foundation. If you were wondering, if you think you're the same complexion as me, I am very warm as well, my undertones, but I do the shade 150 in the Woke Up Like This foundation. And I'd also like to mention that I've been walking around for months saying to myself, I've been using Il Mikaij for some months now, definitely a handful of months, at least like throughout this year for sure. I've been like walking around for months saying to myself, like, I can't believe how lucky I am. I go to the best church in the world and I found the best makeup brand in the world. And it's like those two have nothing to do with each other. But like, I was literally so happy about those two things. I was like, I cannot believe that I get to go to the best church in the world and I found the best makeup brand in the world, both on my first try. Like, it doesn't get better than that. Like, genuinely. And so, but that's my point. So much gratitude, right? Me thinking Il Mikaij is the best makeup brand on the planet, and I haven't tried nearly any of them, right? Especially like for foundation. I haven't tried any others. But I'm walking around because I'm like, what I have is the best. I don't know about anything else, but this genuinely feels like the best thing ever for me. And I didn't realize how much that was doing for me until I was on Instagram and I saw an influencer, and like she's like an influencer, entrepreneur, like businesswoman. I saw her, it was a paid ad. She was doing like promotion or like PR for them, for Il Mikaij. And she was saying the same thing as I was saying. I know obviously she's getting paid to say it, but I'm thinking to myself, like, I agree. This is literally the best makeup brand ever. And then I go and I like search up like everyone else who loves it. And I'm hearing, and then I see like, oh my gosh, everyone actually hates it. They're saying like, oh, the foundation sucks and they just pay people to say it's good and all this stuff and it's so cakey. And I'm like, wow, that is not my experience at all. And so just that, right? Me in my own little world, in my own little bubble, taking my tiny baby steps at a time with makeup as to not overwhelm myself or feel insecure because it's too much or feel like I'm losing who I truly am. So me taking my time and feeling so grateful. I'm so grateful for my makeup journey. It is so fun tapping into more and more of this aspect of femininity. It's so fun.
So that was just something I wanted to point out. I'm walking around for months like, oh my gosh, everyone should try this brand. I almost posted in my close friends the brands like the last time that I got more products from them, but something happened. I forgot to post it. But it's just funny when you think of it in a way of like, yeah, this is the best thing ever in the world, and everyone else is like, oh my gosh, I hate that stuff. But like when you're in your own world, it's the best for you. And because I thought that it was the best for me, and I was just so grateful, and I wasn't seeking anything else. I was literally at the mascara and Milani lipstick phase. I loved that, and I thought that's good enough. Obviously, at each point, there was maybe a different reason why I wasn't seeking more. So, for example, when it was just the mascara and Milani lipstick, I wasn't seeking more because I was still a little afraid to add too much too quickly and ruin my self-confidence. So I didn't want to do that, right? So I didn't. But eventually, just things started happening, little nudges, little breadcrumbs, tiny decisions, tiny purchases. And I'm like building it up as the months go by. Okay, there's a new product. I'm going to try this brush. Just recently, the newest thing that I've added is I tried like contour, but done with that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I contoured my nose. I almost died. I was like, get it off of me. That was too much for me. Like that contouring my nose was too much for me. That scared the heck out of me. Oh my gosh. But highlighter and eyeshadow. Highlighter and eyeshadow, I think, are the latest additions. And this new lipstick and lip gloss combination that I love. But it's fun. So my point is, this is why the beauty aspect of my life, this is why the beauty aspect of my life has gone so well, so consistently, without any bumps in the road. Every step of the way, I'm like, this is the best of the best. This is the most beautiful I've ever been. This is the most beautiful I've ever felt. You know, like I don't need anything else. I feel whole and complete. And that feeling of feeling whole and complete that's the feeling that unlocks the kingdom. The feeling of feeling whole and complete, like I'm satisfied with this. I don't need anything else. And it's frustrating because I look at other areas in my life and they aren't like this, right? Like I'm struggling in those areas to just have gratitude for what is. And so it's stalling. And it doesn't mean that you can't dream. You guys know I love to dream, but it's like being present and also dreaming at the same time, like holding those two things. And because when you can't be present and dream, it's kind of like you're separating yourself, for one, and for two, you're like basically putting the energy out there that the current isn't good enough. There's something wrong with the current. You're trying to escape the current. I've never felt this way with my makeup or with my beauty in general. For a very long time now, I've felt very beautiful in my skin. And so with every little piece of makeup or whatever that I add, it's not like, oh, I need this, or what I'm doing right now is not good enough. The way that I look is not good enough. I don't look pretty enough, or any of these things. It's never been that. It's been, this would be nice. Oh, how nice of this to just show up. How cool is it that I can add this in? Oh, how cool would that be to add this in? Oh, I'm ready for this now. Okay, I'd like this too. But in that present moment, being satisfied, whole, and complete. So my makeup, I do this so well in my makeup because of everything that I just told you guys, because of the journey, and because the moment that I decided when I was about 24, 23, 24, I'm like, I'm ready to allow makeup to enhance me rather than instill fear inside of me and insecurity inside of me. That was a conscious decision that I had to make for myself. But like in other areas of my life, there's so much resistance and like pushing against what is, instead of flowing with it the way that I flow with my beauty, I flow with my makeup, I flow with my skincare. There's never,
anything that I'm pushing up against, fighting up against, or that I don't feel like is good enough, right? Like, and I keep going back to it. Like, at each stage of my journey, I have the mindset of, wow, I love this. It just keeps getting better and better. I keep becoming just more beautiful. And now I see the way to engage my beauty more and more and enhance it with my makeup. And I'm growing into such a beautiful young woman. I love this journey, right? And then there are like the moments where I notice that I'm spending like 30 plus minutes in the bathroom, like doing my hair, my makeup, and I'm like looking around the bathroom, and like I look down and I see like my makeup pouch and all the lipsticks and my little pink mirror, like this handheld mirror that I say my like affirmations in. It's so cute. It's pink and it's like got the like designs around it like a princess. And then like I look at like my pink brush, my paddle brush, and then my eyeshadow palette, and like it literally, I just become so happy. Like I get this psycho smile on my face because I just love being a woman, and I just love that I love being a woman. And I wish this on everyone, honestly, that you just love who you are and you love the journey of who you are. Like I would never have guessed that right now at 25, I'd be walking into my bathroom and I see pink everywhere, and I see like lipsticks and foundation and mascaras and, you know, eyeshadows and highlighters and beauty blenders, and I would have never guessed because it just wasn't me. And so I just sit and think like my face, my beauty, my skincare, my makeup, this is an area that I've been consistently satisfied, grateful, and just feeling whole and complete for the last 2 years, over 2 years now. Every step of the way, every time I came across a new type of beauty blender and a better mascara or like the perfect lip gloss, like it truly felt that that was the best of the best. Now, obviously, looking back, like at some of the photos, I'm like, girl, what was going on? But still, because I felt so satisfied, I felt so grateful and so complete with every added step or product in my makeup routine, my energy and my aura has continued to go up and like at a rapid rate, or at least the progression, it feels rapid. And that's all that matters anyway. I mean, we all know that things can only feel like a drag when you're in them in the moment, and then as soon as you're out of them, it's like the time just flew by. You know, like that thing, like when we're all in elementary school and we're just like in second period or like whatever, and you're like, I just want to get to lunch, or I just want to get to recess, I just want to get to nap time, I just want to get to whatever. And then next thing you know, you're home, and it seems like the day just went by, like, oh, school was school. But while you were in school, you were like, oh my gosh, this is so like, it's dragging, get me out of here. So I don't know what that was. I don't know where I'm going with this, but but yeah, so my point here is, and I want to wrap this up because again, why is this? I'm going to have to cut a lot of this. The point here is my journey in my beauty and my makeup is a prime example of what happens, what can happen when you simply feel satisfied, whole, and complete at every step of the way. And throughout this, of course, I'm saying affirmations like, you know, I'm just becoming more and more beautiful. My beauty is endless. You know, God has just blessed me with so much beauty, so much, you know, confidence. So of course I'm building it up and I'm building on top of it and on top of it, and it's compounding. But never ever at any step of the way was there, this isn't good enough. This isn't enough for me. I don't like this. I need to fix this. I need to change this. And that's why I've been just quantum leaping when it comes to my beauty, right? Because I felt satisfied, whole, and complete at every step of the way. And I feel like that little just snippet right there of like 30 seconds, that's all I had to say to you. Instead, I spent 46 minutes. I'm going to cut this down. Hopefully it's not 46 minutes for you guys, but instead I spent 46 minutes just crying and doing crazy stuff, okay? I'm so happy that I did that, you guys. I feel so good, and so many things are just kind of revealing themselves. Even as I continue to speak about this, things are coming up in a good way, like realizations and ahas and like connections of why certain things have happened, or because that was something that was unhealed in me. That's considered trauma. Little t, big T, medium T, whatever you want to call it. That was a feeling of trauma, basically. Me as a little girl feeling so excited to be like involved and be the focus of her older relatives, only to realize that she's being made fun of. That does something to a child. And I so didn't realize it until I began speaking about it to you guys. So again, thank you so much for just hearing me and witnessing me go through that. I really appreciate it. And I hope to repay that to you one day. I hope, I have the honor of holding space for you in the same way or in any way that you would need. But yeah, this was great. I think there are 2 ways that I've noticed that you will quantum leap. One is just dreaming so just like unfathomably large. And then also being grateful for what is right now, being satisfied, whole, and complete in the present moment. Truly thinking like what I have right now, who I am right now is the best of the best, and it only gets better. But right now, this is the best that it's ever been. So I am so grateful. I love this journey, right? That's where you want to get. I think that's a really good sweet spot to communicate with God from. But I'm going to wrap this up. I really hope you guys got something from this. Let me know in the comments if there are anything that came up for you. I really want you guys to join the private Facebook group. I'm going to be so much more intimate and connected with you guys there. I'm going to be going live there as well. I didn't know that until just a couple of seconds ago. I guess I'm going live on Facebook. I already said it. It's out there. Okay, so I'll go live on Facebook. That's what I'll give you guys. If you want to join me there, again, if you join my Facebook, you get instant access to my health and wellness content, which, by the way, I am redoing and re-uploading, and I don't know if they're going to be in order, you guys. I really don't. I don't know if I'm going to work backwards. I'll figure it out, but you will have access to everything that I am doing when it comes to my diet and why I look and feel so radiant and glowy. I'm going to get on camera with you guys a little bit, launching some amazing things soon. Also, the Ultimate Health and Wellness Guide will always be in the description box. Always check the description box for up-to-date links, regardless of the date that you're listening to this, whether you're listening to it within the first hour of its upload, the first year, or whatever. Check the description box if you want to reach out to me, if you want to connect with me, if you want to work with me. It will always be in the description box. There will be more books, there will be more digital products, there will be more group opportunities, and there will be more one-to-one close proximity opportunities with me. So all of those opportunities will always be in the description box. And watch this space, subscribe, like, comment, join this community. Let me know how you're feeling. And I love you guys. So bye.